welcome back to Krista's Kitchen. So sorry we've been away for a while. We've had a lot going on in the house, and we've been going to a lot of very quick meals to get us through, which is why we came to you with this one. This is just a quick, easy pasta recipe, and I don't know if you can really even call it a recipe, but we're taking some refrigerator items and just some of our normal things that we throw in with the pasta and showing you how it's going to come out. I have become super addicted to using my Ninja Foodi to get through everything, especially these pasta recipes, because you can cook it all in there and then use the air crisper to really get that cheesy, crunchy texture on the top. But I'm going to bring you on a little bit closer and let y'all see how we do this. I did pre-make the pasta on the stovetop just so it's already boiled and pretty much all the way cooked. But once we get the meat and everything browned inside the Ninja Foodi, we'll toss this in and get it all mixed around.
I want to cook with you.
All right, come cook with me. Okay, y'all, so the first thing we're adding in is a pound of ground beef. So it's about halfway defrosted. I have my Ninja just turned on the sear saute function. But if you're doing this on the stovetop, you just want it like a medium heat, so you don't burn your meat, but you can start to brown it. And then I'm also so I use a pound of ground meat, and I'll either use one of these tubes of chorizo, or I'll toss in a pound of Italian sausage also. Does that sound good, Thatcher? Yeah. But this gives it a lot of flavor and also gives some variety in the meat that's in it. So we just squeeze that down into there. Now, chorizo can be a little bit spicy to me, so I don't do, oh, you gotta watch out, go wash your hands, baby. So I don't use the just chorizo for all of it. So we're just gonna get this browned up, and once it's done, I'm going to show y'all on to the next step. Okay, y'all, so we're gonna taste test and see if we need to add any seasoning. That chorizo usually seasons it pretty good, but it's not exactly the seasonings that we're looking for the pasta. So we usually add a little Italian seasoning anyway, but we're gonna see how much we need to add. So we got some good base, but I'm gonna add in, I'm going to start with about a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Well, probably 2 teaspoons. There we go. That mixed around. Now our pasta sauce is going to give us some seasoning as well. And you can really use whatever your favorite type of pasta sauce is. Well, marinara for this version, but it's just use what you like and what you're used to. So let's see what we got. Pretty good. So like I said, we're kind of using up some stuff from the fridge to use it up. I have about 3/4 of a little pint of tomatoes that I want to toss in. And I want to get them in right now while the heat's still there, so it'll help burst those open and really get some of that flavor out instead of just having some raw tomatoes. So I'm going to push them down in there. And then again, not because it's something we usually do, but because I want to add a little bit of nutrients, I'm going to throw in some spinach, which if y'all have watched my channel, y'all know I like to toss in spinach and different things that you're not going to taste a whole lot of, as much as I can, to add some nutrients to it, some nutritional value. Y'all hear Thatcher in the background. He's all over the living room right now. He's in a hyper mood today. But let's see. So we've got about 2 cups. I'm going to throw in another little handful. And this is just some pre-washed baby spinach. This came from Sam's Club also. So one of my favorite places to shop. And that won't take but just a minute to wilt down. And y'all starting to see why I love my Ninja Foodi. Like, you just use it just like your stovetop, but I can use the little air crisper lid on the top, and I don't have to move it into a pan for the oven. Which, not like that's a very big deal, but it saves me one dish and can just do it all right here. But if you're doing it on the stovetop, it's not that hard. Just go all the way to the end of this, and then you just put it in the oven to kind of crisp up and melt the cheese on the top of it. It's not hard, and it's not like it's a big deal. It's just convenience is key for me, and this adds a lot to the convenience factor. Alright, so our spinach is getting there. Trying to push some of these larger tomatoes down right in the direct heat so they can really heat up and kind of burst for me. I'm going to open up my jar of marinara, and this is just the marinara we like because, oh, it's having a hard time focusing, sorry, but this is what we get at Sam's. It comes in like I think it's a 3-pack, maybe a 4-pack. Hey, you singing for me? We're just going to pour that in. Who are you giving water to?
Slinky and Lily.
Oh, Slinky and Lily?
Yeah, they like kitty water.
Oh, yeah? They have 2 new kittens, so he's just giving them some water. Alright, so we're going to let this just heat up so it can heat that marinara. And then we'll start adding in some cheese and our pasta. Like I said, very simple, and it takes no time at all for it to all come together. So we're just going to let that heat up for just a minute. Okay, y'all, so our sauce is heated. I'm going to taste test one more time before we start adding in cheese. I'm going to turn the temperature down just a little bit to medium, so we can see if we need to add anything else. Hold on just a second, Bubby. Tasting good. So I have some ricotta that is in the fridge that I'm just going to use up. Again, you don't have to do some of these things, but I love ricotta, so I like adding it in. This is just one of the small containers, and I don't even remember. I think maybe I'd used some of it in like some pancakes or something we had the other day. But get this mixed in. It's going to make it nice and creamy. And then I know this may sound weird, but for this kind of pasta dish, I like cheddar cheese for a little bit of the sharpness it adds to it. And then I like some mozzarella for the stringy, cheesy texture you get. And then I also like a little bit of Parmesan because you get that little sharp bite. So I usually add several different types, which works out perfect because we have all those small little parts of bags in the fridge most of the time. This time, very unusual that we don't, but I have just a little bit of Parmesan cheese left. Just going to toss that in. And get it mixed around. And I'm okay with these chunks of ricotta because they're going to heat and they're like nice little gems for whoever gets them. But then I'm going to add in most of this bag of cheddar jack. It's popping pretty good. I'm going to turn it down even more. I'm going to save about half a cup for the top of this. Or I'll probably, what I'll do is I'm going to pour the whole bag in. And I'm going to get a little bit extra to put on top. Because I want that cheesy topping. That top layer that we really like, but I also like for it to be cheesy all the way through. Now, if you wanted to avoid putting all this cheese in, you could use like a vodka sauce or a cheesy marinara and get some of the same flavor profile. Now we're going to toss in our pasta. I also typically like to use the, what is it, rigatoni? The tube pasta, because I feel like it just works so well with the marinara. What you need, baby? She's staying the night at her friend's house. I'm sorry. Alright, y'all. So, now I'm going to get that cheddar cheese for the top and sprinkle that on, and we'll get it toasted up. Okay. So we're just going to sprinkle this over the top. Again, if you're doing this on the stove top, you would be taking this out of the pan and then putting it in a oven-safe dish.
Mommy.
Just a second, Bubby. And then popping it into the oven. So, we're going to close the lid. I'm going to switch it to the air crisp function. I'm going to put it at 375, and then we're just going to let it go for about 5 minutes. And we'll press start, and we're going to just let that crisp up, and we'll see y'all back in just a few minutes. Okay, y'all, it's all done. So we're going to scoop some out and show you what it looks like. So, you can see that cheesy ooey gooiness on top. And then you can't really get the color of all of the pasta with the sauce and everything in it. But we do, I went with the spinach and sun-dried tomato pasta and everything you can get. Again, I kind of like the tube pasta better with using this recipe.
They get big.
Yeah.
Like Carlos.
Yeah. But this is our quick, easy dinner. We've got our tomatoes, our spinach, and all thrown together in no time at all. Watch out, Dash. Hopefully you give it a try and tell me if you like it. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.